Hey there! In this special episode, we'll compare 3 Pentium III Toshiba laptops for native MS-DOS gaming. Meet the Satellite Pro 4300, the Tecra 8100, and the Portege 7200 CTE. Before we begin, please take a few seconds to hit the subscribe button to join me on this epic retro gaming journey. Now, let's get started. This trio marked Toshiba's last use of the esteemed Intel 440BX chipset, ending ISA bus support. Each laptop offers distinct qualities for different user preferences. The Satellite Pro was released in January 2000 and positioned as a cost-effective laptop for business and general computing needs. The Tecra 8100 was released just a month later. It features a magnesium alloy casing and was positioned for corporate users who required a durable workstation. And finally, the Portege 7200 CTE is a sleek, lighter weight and more portable laptop targeting users prioritizing mobility. Nonetheless, the primary question remains, how do they perform for gaming under pure DOS? The Satellite Pro 4300 is the heaviest at 7 pounds, but provides the most extensive set of connectors and features. It sports a 14.1-inch active matrix display with a native 1024x768 resolution driven by an S3 Savage IX with 8MB of SG-RAM. Below the stereo speakers lies the same 85 keys keyboard with an acupoint device consistent with the other laptops. On the rear, there's a serial port, VGA port, RCA composite TV out, an infrared receiver, USB connectivity, a docking connector, the power socket, a keyboard-mouse combo port, and a parallel port. On the left side, there are 2 PCMCIA slots, standard 3.5mm mic and headphone jacks, with a volume knob. In front, there's a 3.5-inch floppy drive, and on the right, optical drive and a phone line modem connector. Next, the Tecra 8100 is about 20% lighter at 5.6 pounds thanks to its magnesium alloy construction and features a more compact design. This lighter profile sacrifices the floppy drive, for which you will need an external one or docking station, or swap out the select bay. It features the same 14.1-inch active matrix display, this time powered by a Savage MX, which is comparable to the Savage IX. The Portege, the most compact and lightweight among the three, weighs just 4.4 pounds and is approximately 1 inch thick, which is remarkable even by today's standards. It features a 13.3-inch screen driven by an 8MB S3 Savage IX. A docking station is required in order to use a serial, parallel, PS2 ports, floppy, or an optical drive. I'd like to point out that there is a CT version, distinct from the CTE version, equipped with the Trident Cyberblade E4 with only 4MB of memory. All three systems utilize PC100's SD-RAM SODIMMs. The Satellite Pro and the Portege have both 64MB of onboard RAM, upgradable to 320MB. While the Tecra lacks onboard memory, it supports 2 SODIMMs for a maximum of 512MB. Often, used laptops don't include the hard drive caddy. It's a problem when they utilize a proprietary connector. But fortunately, these Toshiba laptops come with a standard 44-pin IDE connector. It's easy to upgrade them with a flash drive. Sadly, they cannot boot from PCMCIA. I encountered no problems when using industrial-grade 64GB compact flash cards. However, with consumer-grade cards, all the laptops detected only 32GB. To power them, any Toshiba 15V adapter from that era can be used, provided that its current rating is sufficient. To enter the BIOS on all three laptops, you use the standard Toshiba escape key followed by the F1 key sequence during the boot up process. The three laptops share the same BIOS features such as hardware video stretching. CPU cache can be adjusted to write-through or write-back mode. Furthermore, the speed step feature allows on-the-fly dynamic CPU frequency adjustments by cycling through the function and F2 keys combo. These settings collectively provide finer control, enabling more games to run properly. As a result of the BIOS and VGA-ROM mappings, it is possible to obtain 579KB of conventional memory with mouse and CD-ROM drivers, and 621KB without CD-ROM. That's ample for virtually any DOS game. Unfortunately, the CPU multiplier is locked for all three laptops, preventing more granular control with utilities such as setmul. Let's check some synthetic speedsys benchmark results. I'd like to point out that I had to use note on sysinfo when all caches are disabled because speed test is very inaccurate for scores around 10 and below. Here are the results. We can observe an obvious performance gap from the 386DX 25 MHz to Pentium 66, potentially affecting the playability of CPU-sensitive games. Level 2 cache settings yielded no discernible impact. When all caches are deactivated, performance can be roughly tuned to match that of a 12 MHz 286 and that of a 386 running at 20 MHz. With the various combination of the cache policy and speed step, I obtained performance levels ranging from a Pentium 75 to a Pentium III 650 MHz. The extra 50 MHz of the Satellite Pro makes a difference only when the cache mode is set to write back. In all other cases, the performance of all three laptops is indistinguishable. Let's now compare 3D bench results. Once more, all three machines exhibit similar performance, with no significant distinctions. Playing games like Quake in 640 by 480 should pose no issues, particularly considering the support for fast vid. Before running some games, we need to configure sound. The Satellite and the Tecra share the PCI Yamaha 744 chip, whereas the Portege uses an ESS Maestro 2 in DDMA mode. The Yamaha 744 chip delivers true OPL3 sounds. To achieve compatibility in native DOS, the Satellite Pro has the SB-Link wired. This setup provides ISA IRQs and DMA signals to the PCI bus, allowing the Yamaha 744 to function just as if it was an ISA sound card. The Setup DS utility is used to configure ports and audio settings and is also required for initialization. Regrettably, on the Tecra 8100, it appears that the SB side link is missing, and Setup DS doesn't permit low IRQs. To work around this limitation, you will need a third-party terminate and stay resident program like Swap IRQ. Unlike the other two laptops, the Portege relies on an ESS Maestro 2 for sound. Pure DOS compatibility is ensured by distributed DMA method, which essentially broadcasts the ISA DMA requests to all PCI devices. To initialize this chip in Pure DOS, you will need the maestro.com utility. To set up IRQ and DMA settings, you will need to use Windows 98 to configure them via the Windows Control Panel Hardware Manager, followed by a complete reboot into Pure DOS. Let's get some games rolling. All three machines perform almost identically. By tweaking the speed step and level 1 cache, they can handle the majority of games released throughout the 80s to 2000.
Griffin 26, this is Omaha 16. You are clear for takeoff.
Roger, Omaha 16.
Gear is down.
The laptops deliver a very playable experience for CPU-sensitive games like Wing Commander and Test Drive 3. Ultima 7 and 8 present a different challenge. They run way too slow or too fast, regardless of the settings used. The Tecra sound system is a hit or miss. While most games will run well when using swap IRQ, some would simply crash unless you deactivate digitized sounds. The Satellite Pro delivers great FM audio quality through the Yamaha OPL3, but the same cannot be affirmed for the Portége's ESS audio. I'll let you listen to it so you can judge for yourself. I'd like to mention that because of the native screen resolution, games running at 320 by 200 may appear slightly squished, leaving unused areas at the top and the bottom of the screen. Regrettably, this is a common characteristic of most laptops. All three laptops came with a Windows 98 license and can handle entry-level DirectX 6 and 7 games with ease, as long as you limit resolution to 800 by 600. For some reason, even with a 50 MHz CPU handicap, the Portégé beats the Satellite in 3D Mark 99 by over 8%. All drivers are available for download on the official Toshiba website. You can effortlessly perform file transfers using a USB thumb drive or a PC card to flash card adapter. Choosing between the Satellite, Tecra and Portege depends on your priorities, whether it's connectivity features, compatibility or portability. As for my preferences, here is the leaderboard. With an RB score of 3.2, the third place goes to the Tecra, sized between the other two models and boasting a robust magnesium chassis. Regrettably, the Soundcard causes compatibility issues with some games. At second place, with a score of 3.4, I'd opt for the Portege with docking station combo for its sleek form factor. Its main drawback is the somewhat lackluster FM sound quality produced by the ESS Maestro 2. Finally, with a score of 3.8, my top preference goes to the Satellite Pro thanks to its comprehensive connectivity options, its overall stability, and the inclusion of SB-Link for impeccable PewDAW sound compatibility. I hope this video has been informative for those of you considering these models. While they used to be available for under $100, prices have been steadily creeping up. Still, if you can snag one at a good price, they are efficient, space-saving desktop alternatives. Thanks again for tuning in. I have an outstanding laptop ready for our next episode, equipped with integrated hardware wavetable. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. See you soon.